Hello everybody. How are you guys doing? I hope that you're well. Right, I was meant to come to you yesterday, but what happened yesterday? Well, yes, I came home pretty late. Although I said I wasn't going to stay late, but there's some days seems to be staying late because the students have exams and it's time for marking. Deadline is on Friday. My deadline was today for myself. I haven't finished marking. Oh, so basically there's where I'm at with all of that. Anyway, what are you grateful for today? What am I grateful for today? I'm grateful for life. I'm also grateful for the opportunity to do a lot of stuff. And, one of my colleagues came to me today with a situation I'm going to share in a little while. And I'm grateful for life because a lot of people haven't made it and a lot of people, and I've made it, right? So I'm really grateful for that. And also I'm grateful for the school I'm at, although I've got a question mark with that. Because there's sometimes you think things are working out, but then, you realize there's some things you're not too sure about. What's my win? Ooh, well, I had a year 10 group this morning. I had a year 10, I had 11, year 13s, I had 11s, and especially my year 10s, it appears as if they're connecting, which means they're beginning to understand the subject I'm teaching them. So it seems to be a few aha moments, which is quite good for me because it means that, life is becoming easier because they're understanding something. But one of the biggest challenge I'm having is young people are not reading. So let me rephrase that. Some young people are not reading. I've got 10, 11, 12, 13. And year 13, the next step is university, which is in July, August, September. And I just feel they're not reading as much as they should. It's like a dependency thing. I'm not too sure what's going on with the student. I'm not too sure how they're being taught before I got there. But it's like they expect you to give them every single thing. It's like even when I say to them, okay, these are the areas I want you to read. This is the book I want you to read. They're not even doing that. I was told that, oh no, you need to, instead of letting them go to the library to get the books, you need to give them the link. Really? I said the next step is university, which is in September. So if I'm going to be doing all of that for them, when are they going to be independent to be able to access it themselves? Oh, well, we just need to help them along. I said telling them is helping them. Doing it is not telling them, is not helping them. And as educators, I do feel that we need to empower these young people and enable them to do something instead of we doing everything for them. And there's some school that is more so than others. And I find it so frustrating because the reason why I find it frustrating is not allowing the students to be innovative and not allowing them to think. It means that we were thinking for them. Because I went to the library and I also tell the librarian, okay, this is the journal I want the students to engage with. She said, yes. She said, okay, I'm going to put it on the system, but yet still, the students are not doing that. And as I said to the student, when you get to university, the lecturers, they're not interested. They go in the lecture and they close the book or the laptop and they're gone. You need to be proactive and you need to start doing for yourself. So that's one of my, my ink today. But overall, my younger years, there seems to be engaging because I've told them, this is what I want you guys to read. And all they said to me, oh, Miss, can you put it on Teams, which is fantastic. Yesterday, there's this new student I've started, and yesterday I gave him a textbook because he said he didn't have a textbook. So I said, okay, I want you to read this text, to read the area we're looking at for the next lesson. I said, when you read it, you're going to find it easier. Anyway, he came, when we were doing the session today, I thought he was really on the ball because yesterday he was not engaging and all of that. So after the lesson, I said to him, let's have a quick conversation. What's up? I said, Marcy, I'm really impressed because I did say that in the class, that, you know, you seem to be really engaging you on the ball. He said, Miss, I really enjoyed the session. I said, that's brilliant. He said, you know, the book you gave me, I did read up on it. I said, I could see that. I said, because you were answering the question. So that alone tells you that when the student actually do as you suggested, it does help them. But when they sit and rely on you and become dependent on you, it doesn't help them. Because I feel we as educators, giving them the handout constantly, not allowing them to search text for themselves, you know, not telling them about the PowerPoint, yes, but also when you give them handout, they're not reading it. And then I had someone say to me, oh yes, well, you know, when you give them the handout, they're questioning me, the trick of it, questioning me how I teach. Really? As I keep on saying to people, we all teach differently. And I just feel that the students need to be a lot more independent, and they need to start searching things for themselves. Yes, I am here as a scaffold. And people saying, oh yes, well, you know, you are seen as the expert. Yes, I'm the expert, but at the same time, I do expect students to also become independent. Because yes, you could be expert, but at the same time, you also need to start supporting yourself as well. And that's something we are not doing students favors when we choose to do all of that for them instead of empowering them to do for themselves. I know my teaching is out of the box, whereby I feel that individuals need to be, to an extent, self-sufficient, you know, be proactive. Because if you're not proactive, when you actually have to do for yourself, you don't even know where to start. And that's one of the challenges I seem to be having right now with my upper year group, where they just want to be spoon-fed. I don't mind spoon-feeding you, providing you are also being proactive. But if you're sitting and doing nothing, it doesn't help you, because the teachers already have the knowledge. So that's my whinge for the day. So my win was, you know, that student I lent the textbook to, and the fact that he came after the session and said, Miss, I really enjoyed the session. I did read up the chapter you tell me about. I said, you read the whole chapter? I said, it wasn't all of it, but I read, you know, quite a lot of it, and I understand. That's key. When you actually suggest reading, you need to read instead of expecting a teacher to do everything for you. Because when you actually have to do for yourself, you don't know where to start, because you haven't been proactive. So parents, that's one of the things I'm really, really suggesting and encouraging you to do. If you have young, or not even parents, it could be any adults. If you have young people who are, you know, doing exam this summer, not even doing exam, encourage them to read. Reading is crucial. Because at this stage, you know, young people should be able to write a sentence that is where it's very clear that people know what they're talking about. So that's one of the things I really find challenging right now, especially in the last 2 days, more so than most, whereby, you know, students are not being proactive and expect you to do everything for them. And when you don't do, they get upset and complain. But it's just quite frustrating. So that's my win, and that's my challenge as well. Right, another thing is, that's something I actually tell my student. When you are having challenging in doing certain tasks, for example, sometimes you're reading something and it might be, you know, sometimes you feel overwhelmed, or you're doing some form of revision for students, you know, students doing revision and they feel overwhelmed. What I keep on saying is the brain could only take things in chunks. So therefore, you do things in 20 minutes chunks. So after 20 minutes, you will do something, and then you give yourself a brain break. So 20 minutes, you do some reading, and then you have 3 minutes brain break. Get up from where you're reading, walk around, you know, stretch, whatever, and then go back to it. You're going to find that far more rewarding in terms of the amount of information you're actually taking in, and your understanding would be greater. because what you're doing is you're breaking it up. Whereas when you decide to just sit and just at it, it doesn't get done. Or when it gets done, it's like you don't remember some of the information you've read. But when you actually do it in chunks, like 20 minutes, you know you are looking forward to a 3-minute break where you could get up and stretch, and you could, you could do something. So it actually it motivates you a lot more, because you know that's your reward after the 20 minutes. So that's something I would strongly encourage. When you're feeling overwhelmed doing any task, you just do it for 20 minutes. Just tell yourself, I'm only going to do that for 20 minutes, and then you just take a 3-minute break. And then you go back at it again. But just staying at it for a long time, it doesn't work. It makes you even more overwhelmed. It could also make you be frustrated. So when I mark at 20 minutes, and then I have a break, and then I come back. Because at those times, it refreshes my mind. Anyway, guys, that's one of the tips I'm giving you in terms of when you're reading or when you're doing any task that you don't like doing. Just do it small increment, at 10 minutes or 20 minutes, and then you give yourself a break, which means that you're looking forward to the break and it motivates you. Anyway, guys, have a great evening, morning, night where you are. Take care, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.